Gamers and gentlefolk, hello and welcome back. We're taking a look at Division C tonight. We're going to be seeing License to Kill take on Zul'jin Distillery in a best of 3. Despite a name change, this is the 6th season of LTK. Most of them have been around through those 6 seasons. And on the other side of the battleground, XGD, off to a red-hot start, have yet to drop a map. They are currently on a perfect season run. Let's take a look at the standings of the division to see where everyone sits. XGD completely undefeated, 20 points, doing very well. I believe they are tied for first. And so the standings are a little bit inaccurate. But either way, a tight race in the top 3. License to Kill definitely still playing well this season, but they've got a little bit of room to make up before they get on par with the red team. You can take a look at our battleground selection here as we get into Game 1. We had the coin flip won by License to Kill, who opted for map pick. They banned out Alterac and Volskaya, with Zul'jin Distillery banning Towers of Doom and Dragonshire. So LTK is taking us to Battlefield of Eternity for Game 1. And we should be off to the races here shortly. I'll make sure that I have found my lobby to join. Excellent. And welcome to all of you joining us here. It's always great to have folks come out and support the teams. Make sure you cheer on either side. I am too lazy to do predictions, / I don't know if I'm able to because of the different tiers of Twitch streamer. But you know, still, it's worth cheering. It's exciting. Let them know. And also, tell your friends, Heroes of the Storm is coming to Xbox Game Pass. It's an exciting opportunity to potentially get new, fresh faces into the game and potentially even into the league. So let's head over to the draft here and get set for game number 1. Li Ming, first pick, or first ban rather, for XGD. Pretty popular on the battleground, good for poking the immortal. Hanzo filling a very similar role. We'll see how LTK want to respond here. Stukov, okay. Stukov, a big power pick for lead on the side of Zul'jin Distillery. There's the Raynor pick. Raynor, perhaps the fastest racing auto attacker with Exterminator is the talent at level 1. I don't know if he's first, but he's one of the first. And a target onto the healer pool with a Brightwing ban as well. So we'll see what XGD feel is the most important choice. They're going to snap up some Immortal Burn HP with the Vala first pick. LTK still have a lot of power picks available to them. Johanna's available, though not as popular on this battleground. Some real strong offlaners available as well. Instead, opting to secure some poke of their own, along with the Anduin. Poke coming from Hanzo, of course. W build, another great Mortal Burn tool. XGD answering back here. I'd expect to see a healer grabbed in this rotation before the next set of bans. Just given how much narrower the pool is. And I would be a fool. So there's the Johanna ban. Or, I'm sorry, Johanna pick, along with the Falstad. So both damage dealers for XGD locked in already. The global, not necessarily the first thing that folks think of on a battleground as small as Battlefield of Eternity, but useful nonetheless, as we see the Oriel ban come through, trying to really narrow that pool that Led has to pick from. And there's the Muradin ban. Okay. So offlane still missing for both sides. License to Kill also need to pick up a tank. I mean, need is a strong word. Are likely to pick up a tank. With Muradin out of the picture, I would suspect Diablo would be the next choice. I didn't get a chance to scout these teams. Anubarak instead. Anubarak's another good choice. Being able to cross terrain, very helpful on this battleground with all of its objective maneuverings. Chromie as well, doubling down on that poke damage. Not necessarily pairing the front line with their damage quite as well as one might expect, but there is a fair bit of burst available to them. There's the Rhaegar pick, and then Blaze for the off lane. Last choice here for Jack of All, it's going to be Leoric. So let's take a look at our hero list as everybody gets set for game one. I don't love the pairing of damage and frontline on the side of LTK, but that's mostly just my preference. They've got plenty of burst damage behind their CC, so that works out well. But Anubarak might have a tough time into the Vala Falstad. Johanna, always reliable, though her wave clear not as important on this battleground. Leoric has a winning matchup into Blaze, so I wouldn't give it to either team here in the draft. It's pretty even. It could go either way. It's going to come down to execution. We'll see if LTK can strike first here and draw blood, give XGD their first loss of the season. And in the meantime, and in between times, we can introduce our teams. Here on the left in blue, we've got License to Kill, Bowser King on Anubarak, Jack of All on Leoric, Jadik playing Chromie, Jep on Hanzo, and Ultimate Hook playing Anduin. And to the right in red, we've got Zul'jin Distillery, Nutcracker on Blaze, Ankle Shot on Falstad, Dewit playing Johanna, Led on Rhaegar, and Bfresh on the Vala. Taking a look at our level 1 talents here. A W build for both Chromie and Hanzo, Simple Geometry and Deep Breathing, respectively. Oh my gosh, stacks galore. On the right side, we've got Gathering Storm for Ankle Shot, Laws of Hope for Dewit, and Hungering Arrow for Bfresh. They were able to scout the Blaze. They looked for a cheeky rotation there. Dewit draws the Purge. Jep taking a lot of damage. There's the bite in from Led. Alright, so the early wave going in advantage for XGD, as well as the HP trade. Very favorable. And now we'll get to see a XGD classic. Bfresh and Lead setting up to invade on this left side bruiser camp. This is something that XGD love to do. They do it all the time. People rarely scout them on it. And there's therefore rarely a punish. So they get it. They'll trade that camp for the bot siege camp. This is mostly just a denial of the experience and pushing power that that camp provides during the objective. It's not going to get any damage done on that bot fort. It's also going to give them the advantage towards level 4s. You can see they've got a fair bit more mercenary experience, and that number will only continue to climb once they secure their right side bruiser camp as well. Checking in on the bot side, License to Kill getting a lot done with this siege camp. Hanzo and Chromie definitely solid sieging heroes at a safe range, no less. Level 4s on both sides. See where we're headed. Paralyzing Rage for Leoric, likely looking for an auto attack build. Serrated Arrows for Hanzo. That's the big power spike for their Immortal Burn. We've also got Piercing Light for Anduin. Anything else of note? Repeating Arrow for Vala. That's another important talent in the Q build. Bowser King eating so much damage. I think they miscalculated how long their beetles would be around. And there's the first objective, with XGD ahead on the race towards halftime. Bowser King finds a couple with the stuns, but it looks like LTK are more interested in getting through as much immortal HP as they can. They are behind, however. Pretty sizable lead right now for XGD on the objective. Bowser King alone, I don't think they're going to be able to do too much to stall out XGD. And so it's going to be a first immortal going over to the red team. LTK was very close, I'll say. Their Immortal Burn is nothing to sneeze at. But XGDs will only get stronger as we get to level 7 and Monster Hunter comes online for Bfresh on the Vala. We're neck and neck towards our level 7s. These towers, if they go down, could push XGD over the line. And there you have it. Purge onto Ankle Shot. They're falling very low nonetheless. There's the level 7s for LTK as well. And it looks like the front wall will take damage. The fort takes a bit as well. But in the end, LTK make a pretty successful defense on that first objective phase. Level 7 talents of note. Worth noting a little bit of a different build for Blaze. A lot more of a teamfight oriented build with Oil Dispersal at 4 and Nanomachine Coating at 7. Blaze has made the rotation down here. I don't know if they've been scouted. Now they certainly have on the minion wave. Which, of course, gives Jakuval the license to start up this camp, but with XGD going missing on the map, a loop lands onto the Falstad. First blood going over to LTK. Not respecting XGD, that is, not respecting the fact that Jadic gets their heroic a little bit sooner thanks to Chromie's trait. And so they're going to be able to push pretty hard into this bot fort with that Falstad takedown. All right. 13 stacks on simple geometry, 12 on deep breathing. Only 6 stacks on puncturing arrow. So that's not as many as I think Ankle Shot, I'm sorry, Be Fresh would like. We're going to see them put more pressure on this bot fort with LTK missing in action, getting through their left side siege camp. I'm sorry, bruiser camp. There's the loop, this time onto the Rhaegar. They take so much CC, they can't purge themselves. They're going to go down. That takedown is going to be the difference maker as LTK round the corner towards their heroics. We've got Cocoon, Entomb, Loop, of course, Dragon's Arrow, and Light Bomb. DeWitt still has their trait. They'll be able to get out. Jep pulls the trigger on the Dragon's Arrow, but unfortunately, no follow-up CC. There's the Entomb. Jack of All takes a lot of damage in the process. Nutcracker looking for a flank in and interrupt on the jet propulsion with the Anduin route. Bowser King finds Johanna. There's the purge. A loop goes on to Ankle Shot here. Gust away. Jack of All taking a lot of damage on the top side. Jadic in a lot of trouble here on the bot side. Another route lands onto Ankle Shot. And all the while, the bot bruiser camp went unattended, so bot fort goes down. Jadic found on the left side here. And they're basically, oh my gosh, Ankle Shot taking so much punishment from Jep. Falstad's going to have to back up. And in the end, Zul'jin Distillery get the better of the objective phase. So that is the second Immortal going in their favor once again. Lots of heroics coming out in that fight. It was hectic. But in the end, XGD was able to succeed. There's another loop, this time onto the Rhaegar. Oh my gosh, a long-term arrow. Unfortunately, there's no follow-up damage. Jep hit a big arrow there, but there's the Blessed Shield onto the Anubarak. They're going to make it out alive. Okay, can LTK keep this fort alive? They've committed 5 heroes to the top lane, but with both frontliners having to back up, it looks like top fort's going to go down here. Bfresh is hearthing, so it looks like XGD don't want to push too far onto the keep. Instead, there's the fly down. Jack of All might be in trouble here. Ankle Shot takes fort aggro, but in the end, XGD able to even out the structure deficit they had in bot lane, putting them ahead overall on the battleground. Structurally, they're also ahead in experience, thanks to their superior minion experience, as well as more mercenaries. So they're really close to their next talent tier, level 13, almost online for the red team. LTK are going to have to play it safe. I'd love to see them freezing waves on their side of the battleground so that Zul'jin Distillery don't have free reign to get experience. As is, they're showing here on the bot wave. They're down a talent tier. XGD looks like they're going to play it safe, rotating all the way through their bruiser camp here to get to bot wave. Both teams respecting the lack of vision. Level 13's just around the corner, and there they are for License to Kill as well. It is Spectral Leech for Leoric, so it is that auto attack build that we mentioned. Fleet of Foot for Hanzo, that's going to increase their survivability a fair bit. Lion Boots, Enchant Boots Lion Speed, what is that called? Enchant Boots Lion Speed. Hey, I know talent names. Alright, so here's the first 0 to 100 race. Both teams having all of their damage in position at the same time. And as predicted, XGD definitely has more burn on the objective. So LTK are going to have to look to get this fight. Lead found. Here's a bunch of stuns, but Ankle Shot gets a great gust. There's the Entomb. DeWitt under trouble. There's a Dragon's Arrow as well. Ancestral comes out to save Ankle Shot. Bowser King falling very low. Nutcracker out of the bunker here and finds the jet propulsion. Bowser King in full retreat. Jack of All connects with the Drain Hope. A lot of pressure onto Nutcracker here. And Ankle Shot eats another giant round of damage from License to Kill. This is where having the Hanzo Chromie is very helpful. The posturing that these two heroes are able to do, the poking and footsie that they can play. Although B-Fresh is successfully getting their Hungering Arrows onto the Immortal, Ankle Shot gets a lot of free damage as well. License to Kill not stepping up as far as I think that... Oh, what a great Entomb from Jack of All! B-Fresh gets looped as well. DeWitt hits the Blessed Shield on the backside. Jep in retreat here. Ankle Shot low, eats the stun. The Purge is not in time. There's a jet propulsion in. Nutcracker might have bitten off more than they can chew. They don't have any escape. Bunker's still on cooldown. And so with those 3 takedowns, Zul'jin Distillery have to back all the way up. License to Kill will secure their first objective phase, as well as even up the experience, thanks to their massive hero experience lead. The Entomb from Jack of All, their willingness to just pull the trigger once they saw B-Fresh on the side there, an excellent engage for the side of License to Kill, a difference maker to be certain. There's a stun onto Lead, followed up by the Entomb. They'll self-Ancestral, but they're getting looped. They're going down. Man, out of position once again. LTK takes advantage. There's a lot of damage going on to Johanna. She'll get out just fine thanks to her trait. The Immortal will get through this first fort. A great set of stuns onto the Hanzo. There's another follow-up. DeWitt doesn't have their blessed or their Iron Skin. They'll finish off Subdue. That's actually a pretty big power spike. Both sides having 16 here. Percent damage online for Jep with Giant Slayer. We've also got percent damage for B-Fresh with Magicore. I don't think they're going to feel safe enough to save the keep, however. And so, constant catapult pressure now in favor of License to Kill here in top lane. Nutcracker opting for the more W-focused build with W at 4 rather than Incinerator Gauntlets. Means that they will be a little slow getting through this camp. License to Kill, however, did not look for the invade, opting instead to put the opposite siege camp in lane in top. Another different talent, we've got Heat Treatment at 16, not the most common, but increasing Blaze's survivability nonetheless. Johanna has Zealous, or what do you call that? Holy Renewal. Nutcracker caught by the Entomb. They'll have to drop the bunker. That's a cooldown trade in favor of LTK. Johanna looped here. Gust already used. There's the Ancestral. Jadic in full retreat here. Jack of All trying to get out. Ankle Shot looks for one more Q. It does not connect. Bowser King ease in. They're in trouble, as is Jack of All. There's the pull. Ultimate Hook still has one charge of it, thanks to their level 16. And that extremely favorable HP trade means that XG get a completely free burn on this Immortal towards the halftime show. License to Kill gets a little bit of damage there, but certainly they have a lot of ground to make up here. Jep all the way back towards the base. They had to tap. Oh my gosh. The light bomb does not connect. That is a big cooldown to be missing on the side of License to Kill. Jack of All scouted in this bush here. There's the engage onto lead. Root and Entomb both used, but a huge jet propulsion. Jep in a lot of trouble, as is Jadic. There's the Desperate Prayer onto the Chromie, but Ankle Shot barrel rolls in, takes him out. Jack of All on the right, getting taken down by B-Fresh. They'll trade out, however. So, not the worst. License to Kill were able to pick up a takedown of their own, but XGD definitely trading favorably 2-1 thus far in takedowns in this engagement. I also like that XGD got their Bruiser camp out in top lane. It's neutralized the catapult pressure that LTK had in their advantage. Nutcracker and DeWitt managed to proc his Bruiser camp, and so LTK will have additional pressure in bot lane to supplement their Immortal push. Jep and Ultimate Hook trying to get through this large wave that's built up behind the Bruiser camp. Everybody's respawned. Vala is far from the team, however. So LTK, with all their heroics up, could look to fight past before the Vala arrives. Looks like they're more interested in playing it a little cautiously. Storm Talent's just around the corner for both teams. DeWitt taking a lot of punishment here, but the Immortal is extraordinarily healthy. There's the loop. It's double loop, thanks to the Storm Talent at level 20. It draws the Ancestral. Huge jet propulsion from Nutcracker. There's the follow-up. Bunker. Everybody gets in. Bowser King in a lot of trouble. Ultimate Hook still has one charge of Leap of Faith. Shielding on the Immortal has been taken out. Jep down below half HP. The Hanzo having a lot of trouble getting damage onto Zul'jin Distillery here. So bot keep falls. XGD have their Storm Talents, as does LTK. We'll leave them up here just for a little bit. There's the engage onto B-Fresh. What a purge. But the Gust with Wind Tunnel will get the rest of XGD out. Ankle Shot saving the rest of the team there. They used a lot of buttons. They're going to try and get this camp. Bowser King still mounted up. They'll get the stun in onto DeWitt. Pops the Blessed Shield. Ankle Shot in on the side here. Silence Entomb catches two. Ultimate Hook taking damage from Ankle Shot on the side. B-Fresh in a lot of trouble. There's another Burrow Charge in. Jack of All's connected. Led on the left side here, trying to trade out with Ultimate Hook. Another root. This time it's a stun. Led does trade out, however, taking down Bowser King. Checking in on the top side, it's 4 catapults on top lane, so Ankle Shot's going to have to deal with that. Would love to see LTK look to end. They don't have the best core damage with Hanzo, I'll say. And we do have Wind Tunnel back up. Yeah, the Wind Tunnel definitely going to save the day here. Although the respawns are still about 10 seconds away, Jack of All gets the Entomb just to slow down any sort of damage from Ankle Shot. There's the loop, however, and that'll seal the deal. License to Kill able to win that all-important final team fight and win the game. GG's to our teams. A strong showing from both sides. Some interesting rotations from XGD at the beginning of the game to get an early lead, but in the end, that last siege camp grab was a little bit ill-advised. LTK doing an excellent job to get the jump on Zul'jin Distillery there. We can take a look at our post-game stats once it shows up. Stats? Hello? Stats? Give me a second here, folks. That's weird. I don't know why that isn't showing. Okay, here we go. Sorry, folks. There it is. Alright. Chromie, top of the lobby with 60k hero damage. Bfresh on Vala, a close second. We can take a look at our builds as well. We called out most of the important talents as they came up. Nothing too out of the ordinary here outside of the Blaze build from Nutcracker. A few unique talents there, but Blaze's talent tree is so strong. It's hard to pick one that isn't useful. The Silence and Tomb from Jack of All, catching a couple people there at the end, buried alive, getting a fair bit of value. Jack of All in general with the Entombs, definitely a call-out player in my mind. Jadix loops also securing a fair number of takedowns. So a great first game for the home team. It was their battleground selection, so not too surprising to see them perform well on it. We'll see how Zul'jin Distillery want to go here. I believe they favor map pick as well, rather than first pick, so likely Zul'jin Distillery will take us to a battleground. If I'm remembering correctly, they really like Tomb of the Spider Queen, so it very well could be that that is our next battleground. For anyone who tuned in midway through Game 1, welcome, happy to have you. It's great to see everyone show up to support these teams. Make sure you cheer them on in chat. It's always fun to go back and see that people got hyped for your big plays. It's one of the great things about being a part of the NGS community, frankly. And if you are new to the stream and don't know about NGS, you can use !NGS in chat to learn more and find the website. It's the largest, potentially only, North American amateur Heroes of the Storm league that I'm aware of. It's a lot of fun. There is no minimum or maximum skill cap, so anyone and everyone is welcome to join. What else can we say about Game 1? A little bit of a surprise on a couple of the Johanna talents. We saw Roar at 13 rather than Blessed Hammers, and Laws of Hope at level 1 instead of Zealous Glare. Both of those talent tiers pretty important for the E build, flashlight build, Johanna, but DeWitt really favors that Law of Hope pick. Ankleshot got a few good guests there throughout the game, but unfortunately it didn't prevent Jack of All from finding all of those great Entombs. I will say LTK was perhaps a little overzealous in pressing all of their heroic buttons on the same target. I think they probably could have gotten a little bit more done had they saved some of those tools on occasion, but it's hard to get too nitpicky against a winning team, you know? Looks like we do have our teams joining up here, so we should be off to the races shortly. Ah, yes, and as predicted, we are headed to Tomb of the Spider Queen, chosen by Zul'jin Distillery. It is a battleground that favors tight rotations, a lot of wave clear. So the Johanna pick that we saw DeWitt secure in Game 1 is going to increase in priority for both teams. We will likely see it banned away rather than picked. While our teams are getting settled, I'm just going to take a quick step away. Don't go anywhere. The games will be starting soon. All right, here we go. Draft for Game 1. Game 2. Counting is easier than saying the right thing at the right time. All right, so first ban for LTK. Last time it was a Stukov. I'd expect them to keep their ban strategy the same and try and control that hero, the healer hero pool as much as possible. Led is a standout player for the side of XGD. There's the Zera tool ban. Interesting, interesting. Zera, a late game scaling monster. There's the Brightwing ban once again. Random person asking what are other good wave clear tanks. I think you've got the list there. Blaze, Stitches, and May I think are probably the best other answers. First pick Anduin. Really trying to get through and keep that hero pool as narrow as possible. Picking away the Anduin after 2 healer bans. Anduin, as a first pick, isn't my favorite, but you know, just because there are so many strong picks available, but I do understand the strategy of trying to choke out that hero pool. Next 2 picks here for License to Kill. How will they respond to the Diablo Tychus? Jadic reprising their role on Chromie. We might see a tank picked up here. Yeah, there's the Anub. Once again for Bowser King. So no wave clear tanks. They're gonna look to get that taken care of from the other slots in draft. There's the Sonya ban. Okay. Likely a bit of scouting information. Jack of all, pretty well known for their Sonya. LTK probably gonna do another Oriole ban. They might change it up. They might ban the Rhaegar, but I don't know that they were necessarily upset by that. Instead, changing it up, going for the Falstad ban. I think that makes a lot of sense. Ankle shot looked really strong in the hero. next two picks here, they still need an offlaner, a healer, and one more flex slot. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Blaze picked up again. Opting for Leoric instead. Great, and there's the Lucio pick. Lucio, a huge hero for the battleground with how they can speed up the rotations between top and mid and interrupt turn-ins basically for free. There's Greymane to put a little pressure onto Diablo's HP pool, and last choice here for the off lane gonna be Malthael. Alright, so percent damage in spades. Last choice for Ankle Shot. I suppose for XGD, they could do a fair bit of swapping. I'd expect another damage dealer. It's going to be Kale Boss. Okay. So let's take a look at our two drafts as our teams get ready for game 2. Leoric's Entomb is not going to get as much value into the Anduin, though Greymane and Chromie and Anduin are all good targets for the Entomb. If they don't catch the Anduin, Leap of Faith is going to be very helpful. Lucio with high 5, definitely going to be a thorn in the side of LTK, both for Anub and Chromie. I like XGD's draft. I think they've got it here. They're not undefeated in the season any longer, but they could still take the series. And they'll need to get a win here in Game 2 if they're able to do it. Trying to stop him is License to Kill here on the left. Bowser King on Anubarak, Jadik on Chromie, Jep playing Greymane, Ultimate Hook on Anduin, and Jackaball playing Malthael. And for Zul'jin Distillery, we've got DeWitt on Diablo, Nutcracker on Leoric, Bfresh on Tychus, Ankle Shot playing Kael'thas, and Led on the Lucio. Take a look at our level 1 talents. Deep breathing for Jadik once again. DeWitt finds Bowser King, immediately has to burrow charge out. Accelerando for Led, yeah. Huge wave clear advantage for XGD. DeWitt continues to put pressure onto Bowser King here. Bowser King already down below half HP and has to tap well. Jack of All got ahead of this rotation here on bot lane, and they're going to put a fair bit of pressure onto the Leoric HP pool. Bowser King, once again, eating punishment from XGD. And this wave clear advantage that XGD have means that LTK are going to have to be a lot more cautious in these rotations. They're going to get zoned off some of these gems here in top lane. We've got Bfresh and Led down in bot lane. That's the other thing that having the wave clear advantage allows you to do. It puts you ahead on rotations, so you can commit to this neutral mercenary camp, while License to Kill opt for their safe side mercenary camp. DeWitt taking a fair bit of punishment. They opted for Devil's Due at level 1. So no Spell Shield. Soul Shield, often the choice for most teams. Bowser King, once again, the target of DeWitt's aggression. Level 4's a little bit earlier for License to Kill. DeWitt finds Jep with the flip push combo. Jep's going to be able to make it out without too much trouble. And a lot of damage done here in mid lane. They were able to get through a gate, a tower, and half of another. On the bot side, the siege camp got a fair bit done as well. Be Fresh and Lead getting through another camp here, while License to Kill try and control these rotations a little bit more. Bowser King's gonna get 16 turned in on the top side here, as we see Jakuval getting 15 of theirs in. So a big payment for License to Kill. XGD still holding on to all of their gems. Bfresh gets rooted. Bowser King finding the kill there. There's a lot of damage onto Jep. Jep keeps finding themselves in these rough positions. Little passing of the Living Bomb. And so this push could be pretty strong with Greymane low, but the Chromie damage is too good. DeWitt and Lead getting the turn in here on the bot side. Both teams now with enough gems in their pockets to secure the objective. XGD puts a lot of pressure here on the bot side. Nutcracker will get their gems in, and that'll be enough for the first objective phase in favor of Zul'jin Distillery. Just one level away from Chromie's heroic. I'd expect another loop, but perhaps slowing Sands is the better choice into high 5. 4 heroics committed for the top lane. Zul'jin Distillery trying to get as much push done as they can in the boss lane, while License to Kill take care of mid very quickly. Taking a risky rotation here. DeWitt is not going to let that go without a shadow charge. It's just a rotational ploy to slow XGD down. Another flip to push, and that's first takedown for Zul'jin Distillery. Chromie taken down. They've opted for loop again at level 8. So their heroic choice not influenced by the healer of Zul'jin Distillery. Nutcracker somehow got through Malthael's HP pool, and so they're going to get a fort. Jakuval, unfortunately, could not defend their building. There's the loop onto Lead. Great follow-up stun. Jep Dark Flight's in. Bfresh low here. But it's Jep who's in a lot of trouble. Sub 100 HP. They're going to fall to the grenade. Quarterback from Tychus at level 1, making the difference there. Jakuval will sneak the gems in that they need for their first objective phase. We'll see how License to Kill is able to get things done here. Bowser King once again eating all the CC from DeWitt. Playing very respectfully in spite of knowing that the cooldowns for Diablo aren't there. There's the heroic. No connection. Lead tries to escape. They're gonna make it out. Bowser King eats the apocalypse, and they'll fall. On the bot side, of course, Nutcracker dying to Jakuval. That solo kill, thanks to Last Rites, no doubt. Jep found once again, and there's the pyro. Desperate Prayer, and everyone holds hands to share the pyro. So a more successful objective phase for Zul'jin Distillery than for License to Kill on the first go. Jakuval getting chased down here by Lead and Nutcracker. There's the rest of Zul'jin Distillery to make the rotation. Fear the Reaper gets popped, but it's not going to be enough. Lead able to chase him down thanks to their move speed. We saw a bunch of heroics happen, but we didn't call them all out. APOC, Entomb, Draken Laser Drill, Pyroblast, and High Five result in Distillery, with License to Kill picking up Cocoon, Cursed Bullet, Light Bomb, and Last Rites. We're up to probably 1 stack on Last Rites. So that's cooldown reduction for the heroic. Be Fresh and Nutcracker sneaking on the side. A great Entomb! Ultimate Hook narrowly dodges the APOC. Jep falling low. Looks like they're gonna get the kill on Lead. And Jep makes it out alive. Nutcracker finds Ultimate Hook once again, but Bowser King has the Impale. Another takedown! Oh, Jadic is deadly on this Chromie. 5 takedowns to 4 in favor of License to Kill. Neither side has enough for the next objective phase, but all the CC going on to DeWitt. They've got souls, so they'll be back in 5 seconds, but it's another takedown in favor of LTK. It puts them about a half level, perhaps just a third of a level ahead towards their 13s here, and they'll secure them now, as well as mid-fort. Nutcracker has the Entomb back up, threatening it with that Wraith Walk. Despite all the takedowns, Zul'jin Distillery were able to pick up the gems, so their economy did not take a huge hit. Nutcracker looped, and there's another takedown. Once again, this isn't a huge economy hit because Be Fresh on the Tychus is holding on to most of the gems. There's the Cocoon just to get a safe escape. We still have APOC available. No one's using it. Jack of All really far forward here. They'll pop Fear the Reaper. But they're in trouble. Okay, they're going to make it out just fine. On the top side, Nutcracker once again found by the entirety of License to Kill. So they'll go down. Be Fresh got their gems in, so that's a big weight off their mind. But the experience really starting to favor License to Kill. They've got enough in their pockets for an objective phase. DeWitt gets the Unstoppable in time. Nutcracker eats another Cursed Bullet. There's the APOC engage on to Jep. Great Light Bomb, but in the end, Jack of All goes down. They'll trade out with the Diablo. That's a full respawn for the Lord of Terror. But XGD were able to zone effectively, and so they're going to get the next objective phase here with Ankle Shot and Be Fresh turning in the last few gems required. Nutcracker eating a lot of damage. There's the Impale. Lead trying to speed everyone away. I don't think Bowser King's going to have follow-up stuns here. A great boop and dash from Be Fresh. The boop was from Lead, of course. And top wave got prepped, so this Webweaver in top lane likely going to secure a fort. License to Kill understand that threat, and so they'll respond with all 4 of their core heroes. Gives License to Kill a lot of room to step up and get set for the mid fort. Bot lane still pushing pretty heavily for XGD. There's the engage on the top side. Jep gets the Leap of Faith for safety. Bowser King able to peel for themselves with the Impale. So in the end, both mid and top fort survive the objective phase. XGD represented heavily on the top side of the battleground means that License to Kill could get the turn in here. Jack of All has enough in their pockets, and they're going to be able to sneak them in. DeWitt eats another Cursed Bullet. What are LTK cooking up here? There's Souls complete once again. Oh, what an great engage. Led found in the back. Ankle shot low. A huge APOC though. And Jack of All and Jep both go down. Bowser King in a lot of trouble here. One more slow from Nutcracker might be able to do it. Jadic getting chased down by Led. Yeah, this is a dead Chromie. What looked like an excellent engagement ends up going in favor of Zul'jin Distillery there. I love the vision play that we saw from License to Kill. Getting to that Bruiser Bush and getting the Coon onto Lucio, but unfortunately they weren't able to seal the deal and get the takedown while the healer was stuck. And APOC just got such massive value with how License to Kill had set up around the objective. They ended up making all the difference because of how much spread there was on all those stun circles. So XGD have made a lot of progress back towards getting takedowns even. They are ahead in experience towards the Storm Talent tier, though just barely. We've got level 16s on both sides. It's an E build for Nutcracker on the Leoric, the Ominous Wraith, and for level 16 as well. Bowser King, oh my gosh, so much damage onto Jack of All. This Malthael taking so much trouble, and Jep, unfortunately, Ultimate Hook did not have the next bit of CC they needed. DeWitt very low, Jack of All trying to trade with Nutcracker here. Led and DeWitt both going down. They'll get a respawn on the Diablo. One more set of stuns onto Nutcracker could make the difference. They're unable to connect, however, and DeWitt is back on the battleground. In the end, Jadic gets the takedown onto Nutcracker, that long-range Chromie damage. Of course, there are two camps pushing against License to Kill, so I don't know that setting up for this boss is in their interest. Yeah, Zul'jin Distillery are going to contest here. A great stun onto B-Fresh. This is a huge economy hit if they're able to secure these takedowns. Jadic under a lot of threat. Jack of All gets the two takedowns here on the backside. They're completely however. DeWitt kind of going nuts on this set of takedowns. Led's respawned. Nutcracker respawns. Mid-fort went down while all this was happening. Diablo will fall. Led finishes out their level 4 subwoofer. So Soundwave a bigger range now. License to Kill have picked up their Storm Talents and a few more takedowns. They have decimated the economy of Zul'jin Distillery. They're going to get this boss, but their lanes are in a real rough state. They could look to end with this boss. They're really far away from their next objective phase. And with Jep coming to mid lane, it looks like they're just going to give ground. Ultimate Hook just narrowly missing the hearth that Nutcracker did in the bush there. So, after fighting tooth and nail for this boss, License to Kill give Zul'jin Distillery pretty free clear of it, opting instead to get their lanes in order. I think that makes a lot of sense, because it allows them to pick up the gems they need for the next turn-in, and make sure that this next objective phase has the impact that they want. With the Webweavers spawning as far up as the enemy first instance of enemy, minion, or mercenary, having your waves prepped means that they spawn much closer to structures, and so their passive HP loss does not hurt as much. License to Kill lurking in this bruiser bush once again. They're going to set up here on the bot keep wall. We've got we've got level 20s on both sides. Bowser King doesn't connect with a light bomb. DeWitt fully tapped up, lead falling low. Anduin will fall, as will the Lucio. There's Diablo. A trade 3 for 1 in favor of License to Kill. The amped up laser drill with focusing diodes means that B-Fresh will zone License to Kill off of that bot keep. Diablo is back, but much weaker. Jack of All gets a lot of damage onto him. Top keep goes down. DeWitt tries to hearth in LTK's face and will likely pay the price for it. There's a lot of damage onto Diablo. They will fall. There's the loop. Silence and Tomb catches 3, however. B-Fresh could look for these takedowns. They're going to find 2. Bowser King gets a few shots onto Ankle Shot here. Spawns all the beetles, gets the kills. The core is taking damage, but in the end, Zul'jin Distillery will take the rest of License to Kill out. So, core down below 70%. That last catapult shot will take it to 64. Not a bad push for License to Kill, but now it's going to be a long road before they get their next turn in. A huge Entomb from Nutcracker there. B-Fresh following up with all the damage that they had at their disposal. Getting a lot of value out of their level 16 Titan Grenade. The percent damage. And I love how much damage we're seeing out of both of our tank players. I would say that DeWitt's build definitely favors it a bit more, with Malevolence at 7, Devastating Charge at 13, and Dominance at 16. But Rewind, as we saw, with all the beetles that it spawns, is very potent. So Bowser King able to secure takedowns of their own as well. Top Fort still holding strong for License to Kill. This heavy mid lane push could buy Zul'jin Distillery the room that they desire to steal away this bruiser camp. Led in the bush. Scouts Bowser King. Nutcracker eats a lot of damage here. There's the stun onto the bug. Oh, that's a squashed beetle. Nutcracker finding another Entomb. Jack of All trying to trade out here. Jack of All pops their arcane barrier. Malthael, do they have their level 20 up? They could buy back if they want to. Looks like they're not going to spend it. Jep not going to make it here. Desperate Prayer not enough to save their life. And I guess the level 20 for Jack of All is on cooldown. No one can stop death not coming into play here. With 3 takedowns, LTK looking for more. They find Ultimate Hook. Huge Light Bomb, however, might get them out alive. Yeah, Light Bomb finding everyone. There's the time loop, but with 2 catapults and a siege camp, I think this is going to be all she wrote. Zul'jin Distillery clutch out game number 2. GG and well played. A little bit of a aggressive engagement from License to Kill. means that Bowser King was out in front of the team. Zul'jin Distillery capitalized in a decisive fashion. Another great entomb from Nutcracker seals the deal there. Huge plays, huge plays. Let's take a look at postgame stats. What do we have here? Jadic, once again, top of the lobby, far and away. Almost 100,000 hero damage. Absolutely dwarfing the second place at 58k. But in the end, it was when the takedowns happened that mattered more than how many takedowns happened. And so Zul'jin Distillery's invade on that bruiser camp made all the difference there, as well as taking advantage of their push in bot lane. They definitely had a strong understanding of the rotations and macro decisions that make much of the difference on Tomb of the Spider Queen. All right, let's head over to our battleground selection as our teams get ready for game number 3. For anyone who tuned in midway through game number 2, happy to have you. This is a Division C match between License to Kill and Zul'jin Distillery. This is the first map loss that Zul'jin Distillery has suffered this season. So License to Kill definitely punching above their weight class. They're currently in 6th place to Zul'jin Distillery's 1st. But they are also the only team to have taken a game away from XGD. So it very well could go in LTK's favor. Both teams having a bombastic presence in these team fights. I'll also be interested to see LTK opted for map pick after winning the coin flip. So I wonder if they'll opt for it again. All right. Looks like they do opt for it again. And we're headed to Braxis. Very cool. Okay. Braxis, not the most beloved of battlegrounds for NGS. It is a rare site, but it takes on a very interesting dynamic in an organized setting. It's all about rotations. It's all about who you can sneak up to a different lane, and so I'll be excited to see how heroes like Falstad or Genji, these rotational heroes, factor into the draft decision making. We've seen all sorts of bans from XGD. They're going to stick with the Zeratul ban. I do not think of this as a Zeratul map, but what do I know? LTK probably going to keep the bans the same as they have in every game. Stukov. XGD, it was a Johanna ban last game. But that was when they were second pick. Anduin ban this time around. Which I think makes sense, given how well Ultimate Hook has been performing on the hero. There is the Brightwing ban once again. First pick, Chromie. I like that pickup for Ankle Shot. Taking away Jadic's hero of choice for games 1 and 2. Also bringing a lot of safe clear for the Zerg wave, as well as vision tools, a very useful hero for the battleground. There's Rhaegar and Nubarak for the side of LTK. So we'll see how Zul'jin Distillery respond here. LTK also have the opportunity to pick a offlaner second, so XGG could just pick a safe offlaner here, if they so chose. There's the Falstad that I had alluded to, as well as Garrosh. Falstad can cross terrain with barrel roll and also cross the entire map with fly, so a very useful hero to have on a battleground like Braxis that has multiple areas that need to be contested simultaneously. A Lucio ban, I think that makes sense. You don't want to see Lucio paired with Garrosh. It's a really deadly combo when the War Chief can run faster. I'm interested to see what XGD opt for here. They're going to ban out the TAS. So really targeting Jadic's hero pool, if I had to guess. Though I do believe Jadic plays Kal'thas as well. So there's still plenty of wave clear options available. Just none that are quite as effective against the Zerg as the Chromie or Tacet are. We could see a Gul'dan. Hey, Gul'dan! Look at that. And Genji. Alright, so that tells me that LTK are willing to play that rotational game as well. Genji has 2 different base kit abilities that can cross terrain. Nutcracker on the offlane, gonna have a tough time up there. Malthaels. They opt for a very gankable offlaner into a gank-heavy team. That's bold. Deckard, lots of healing throughput. I think that makes a lot of sense. We'll see what Jack of All picks up here for the final choice. What do they counterpick into the Malthael? I would expect something with some CC. Nope, it's Samuro instead. Fair enough. Let's take a look at our drafts as we... Oh, well, that wasn't a nice transition. Sorry, friends. Either way, Samuro. I think that's a favorable matchup into Malthael. With the Genji as well, I think Nutcracker is going to have a miserable time in top lane. Of course, on the bot side, XGD have great tools for getting picks. Chromie, with her vision tools and time traps, means that DeWitt might be able to get plenty of tosses in on Jep or Ultimate Hook on the Gul'dan or Rhaegar. Yeah, I think bot lane is going to push a little bit harder. I think Zul'jin Distillery have the draft win, but it's going to come down to execution here. So we'll see how it goes here in our final game of the series. Game 3, LTK trying to get a series win against the undefeated XGD. We've got Bowser King on Anubarak, Jadic on Genji, Ultimate Hook playing Rhaegar, Jack of All on Samuro, and Jep on Gul'dan. To the right in red, Zul'jin Distillery trying to keep their win streak going. We've got Nutcracker on Malthael, DeWitt on Garrosh, Ankle Shot on Chromie, Led on Deckard, and Bfresh playing Falstad. Okie doke. Echoed Corruption for Jep. Trying to get 40 stacks on their corruption. Any other quests? Yes, we've got DeWitt going for Warbringer. Bowser King looks for the Burrow Charge. We're going to give Double Globe over to XGD. DeWitt finds Jadic, but they still have Swift Strike available. A great route. Sapphire from Lead, offering a secondary engage for Zul'jin Distillery. Yeah, this bottom 4v4, I think, favors XGD. If Jadic does not play that top side more often, I'm not sure how well it's going to go for LTK. Especially because Nutcracker seems to be completely taking it to Jack of All here. Yeah, unexpected, but I don't know how to play that lane at all from either side. Wave clear advantage thus far in favor of LTK. They're going to secure the bottom point. Jadic eats another set of stuns and displacement. Jack of All back up to full HP because Samuro's a fair and balanced hero. Jadic completely out of mana already. This is a lot of objective progress for XGD. Oh, Jep gets caught. That's first blood for XGD. Jadic's gonna stem the bleeding here by securing this top point. But License to Kill on the back foot for sure. Zul'jin Distillery steal away the siege camp. Bowser King tries to get a little cheeky there and back cap, but Ankle Shot stops that in their tracks thanks to the time trap. Bowser King still has their Burrow Charge. They're going to get out to safety. Jadic once again tossed in by DeWitt. Oh, fours on both sides. Huge root, finds two. Nutcracker once again gets the... Oh my gosh, Jack of All found by that throwing shade. Getting the reveal, stopping the heal from Windwalk. That's a big, big play for Nutcracker there. So its first Zerg wave goes in favor of XGD, and it looks like Gul'dan Jep is really late on the rotation here, so License to Kill are going to suffer a fair bit of damage at the hands of the Zerg wave. Of course, they were stuck between a rock and a hard place. XGD committing 4 heroes to the bot lane means that they're going to be able to get a fair bit of push done here. 9 stacks on Warbringer for Garrosh. Only 6. Oh, Jack of All going down to the Zerg. Playing that a little fast and loose. Ultimate Hook unable to save them. Your healers have cooldowns, friends. Always remember. Jadic continuing to pressure on the side here, but Lead very survivable. Front wall goes down in bot lane. Front wall and a little bit of damage onto the fort here in top. Level 7s now in favor of Zul'jin Distillery. We've got Loktar Ogar. Interesting. Not what I'm accustomed to seeing. There's the route onto the Nubarak. Bowser King's able to escape. Checking in on top lane. Nutcracker continues to beat up on Jack of All. So I guess I was wrong. I guess that's not a winning lane for Samuro. Oh, Bowser King used the Burrow Charge in, but DeWitt pops the Indomitable. An important cooldown at level 4 for those outplay moments. They found the time trap in the bush there thanks to Shed Exoskeleton at level 4. Both teams will get their mercenary camps out, license to kill, getting through this top one. Jack of all trying to slow Nutcracker down on this siege camp grab. And here's the rotation in from Jadick. They get the slow thanks to their level 1 agile dismount. And they get the scout onto DeWitt. Jack of all able to escape with most of their HP intact. Jadick, do they have the Swift Strike available? Looks like they're going to be able to escape without using it. 4 heroes committed to the top side for Zul'jin Distillery. 3 for the bot. Or license to kill. And that's objective progress for LTK. Jadick makes that fast rotation that Genji is drafted for. On the top side, oh my gosh. What is going on up there? Jack of all taking so much damage. Jadick is onto B-Fresh here. They barrel roll in. They're going to die. On point, however, Ultimate Hook is the one in trouble. Ankle shot. Do they fall? They're able to escape. And it's Rhaegar instead who will die. Jadick and Jack of all both up here on top lane. Heroics available for Zul'jin Distillery. Nutcracker has not picked their level 10 yet. They'll trade out. Jep falls. Takedowns happening all across the map. Just like SGH's, all over the map. Bowser King doesn't have a burrow charge, so they'll commit the cocoon to escape here. Both teams with heroics now. Jack of all chases B-Fresh off. But still, it's 2 in favor of Zul'jin Distillery on the top side. Checking in on bot lane. Bowser King will flip the bot point. Jep walked way too far. There's a fear onto the War Chief, but a great taunt with the slowing sands and the gust and the Deckard root. Oh my goodness. Zul'jin Distillery putting on a masterclass here. Bowser King caught in a tough spot, but they'll be able to burrow charge to safety. Nutcracker has flipped over that top point once again, so Zul'jin Distillery getting additional objective progress. Jadick visiting top lane, putting pressure onto Nutcracker here. In the end, Malthael makes it to safety. Oh, Jep in a lot of trouble here. Great impale from Bowser King. Gets him out of dodge. B-Fresh makes the rotation up. Jadick putting additional pressure on the bot side. How's it going? They're onto lead here. The tankiest of all supports. Jep in trouble now. Great body blocking from Bowser King to eat that CC. On the top side, this 2v2 goes in favor of Zul'jin Distillery, however. There's the last rites onto Jack of all. Jadick making it out alive. So the 2v2 heavily in favor of XGD. The 3v3 was not won. It wasn't lost, but it wasn't won. Now Bowser King's in a lot of trouble. Huge fear catches the Chromie. Timeout. The longest stasis in the game allows Lead to drop thousands of potions of healing. And a full Zerg wave. Jadick in deep here. They get rooted. Will the Zerg take them out? Bowser King falling low as well. This fort likely to go down here. A very healthy Zerg wave. There's another root. It'll draw the Purge. from Ultimate Hook. Jadic tossed in. They use the deflect. And Zul'jin Distillery still have a very healthy wave. DeWitt on the Garrosh, zoning very effectively. There's a great taunt into the Wrecking Ball and Earthshaker. That is a big takedown. And Chromie finishes off the level 1 quest. On the top side, Jack of All seems to be trading down once again. Bowser King once again commits the mobility into Garrosh. They don't have much HP left. The Spell Shield isn't enough. This keep is gonna fall. It's gotta, right? XGD are sticking around. Just a little bit more damage here. One more round of Sandblasts from Ankle Shot will do it. Whew. Oh my god, Jeff found again. The fear used as well. Yeah, that's an immediate boss call from XGD. So they'll have catapult pressure and siege camp pressure in bot lane. Boss is going to go top lane. It follows the same aggro logic as the Immortals in Battlefield of Eternity. Yeah, this is a pretty sizable lead for XGD. Level 16 to 13 now. Is it just because of hero takedowns? No, they're leading on mercenaries, minions, structures, and passive. Yeah, they're ahead everywhere. Double mercenary push here in top lane. Zul'jin Distillery would love to get this top keep down as well. Nutcracker finishing off their W-based build. Massacre at 7 with Mortality at 16. Sleep finds 2. Jack of All under a lot of pressure. There's the fear in. A great timing on the Ancestral, but Jadic gets tossed back in and falls. Last Rites was used for that. There's the keep. Cocoon. Last Rites not available. Nutcracker taking a lot of damage. Jack of All using... Oh, there's the Bonk Staff from Lead. They've still got a healthy mercenary camp, even though Boss has gone down. Oh my gosh, so much damage on the DeWitt here. One more shot, they're gonna escape. Core shielding still around. There's the cleanse from DeWitt with Into the Fray, as it is so often used out of the fray. All right. LTK weather the storm. I mean, they're in a really rough spot on the battleground with no keeps, constant catapult pressure, and none of their own. Jadic gets the dismount onto DeWitt here, but they don't commit too heavily. On the top side, we've got Jack of All chasing off Nutcracker. They're still down 16s, but LTK know that they have to win this next objective phase. They cannot give up another one. A great fear finds Garrosh, but they walk through potions. They're plenty healthy. Nutcracker in deep here. Jack of All falling very low. It's a huge set of rubies. Jack of All won't outrun Nutcracker. And now XGD is on the chase. Another takedown, this time onto Genji. Ankle Shot opting for Unraveling at 18 for their Storm talent. Nutcracker will secure another takedown. with 3 takedowns and a Zerg wave, there's kind of no way that XGD don't win here. Bowser King taken down as well. Catapults arriving. Core already taking damage. And so that'll do it. Zul'jin Distillery able to secure the 2-1 win and keep their win streak alive. Undefeated in series, if not in Battlegrounds. Okay. There you have it. Great. I don't know if Jack of All has played that lane before based on the counter pick going so awry. A huge bummer if you're LTK. Otherwise, I thought they were playing their draft very, very well. But in the end, Zul'jin Distillery's pick-heavy composition, the Garrosh Chromie combo, proved too deadly. Let's take a look at post-game stats. Anything out of the ordinary? Yeah, the takedown count kind of tells the whole story here, unfortunately. We can also take a look at builds. Anything out of the ordinary? Nothing that strikes me as strange here. Yeah, License to Kill really wanted that level 16 for Jep's power spike, but unfortunately they fell too far behind to make it. Okie dokie. Let me see if I can't wrangle one of these teams for a post-game interview. A great showing from both of our teams, but in the end, the time-honored, time-tested play from XGD won the day. They are one of, if not the longest-running team in NGS at this point. I think longest-running still goes to our fine friends on the couch, Durton's couch. But still, a really strong showing from a team that remains undefeated in series this season. Hello, hello. Let me just kick over to my interview scene so everyone can hear ya. GG, well played. How are you feeling after your first Battleground defeat? But a win nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, definitely one of our more coordinated opponents with a lot of those ultimate combos hitting us all over the place. So definitely had to kind of regroup and just go back to what we do best and just play our own game, you know?
Absolutely. I am curious about the battleground selection versus map versus first pick meta in Div C. I noticed that both you guys and License to Kill opt for battleground selection when given the chance. Do you feel that that is due to where the game's balance is, or is that just a personal preference thing?
That was our first time map pick this season, but I guess after we lost, we just wanted something familiar, or something like that we kind of know about, like the back of our hand. So, Tomb was an easy pick.
Awesome, that makes sense. Have you noticed many of your opponents opting for battleground selection?
Not really. Usually, Coin Toss has been picking, first pick. And we've been really comfortable on all the maps this season. So we haven't really been. We used to prioritize map pick, but this season we have a lot of diverse team comps we've been running. Picked up a little bit more macro play with Nutcracker in the off lane, so we're a little more balanced. We're not quite as team fight driven as we used to be.
Gotcha. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about the series itself. Game 1, kind of back and forth. You guys had it in the beginning. It all kind of just fell apart there at the end on the bottom siege camp. Was there any hesitation in comms when the call was made to go for that siege camp? Or was it like, oh, we can get this and get out?
There was a lot of, well, there's no hesitation in taking the camp because we knew we had time. There was some confusion. Yeah, I made a split-second decision because the Nubarak I felt had wasted his engage, trying to hit me with it. But so I thought the turn would be easy, but we didn't have any tools other than mine, so we couldn't finish. Like, I caught the 3 backliners.
Yes.
Got him at least half health just with my combo, and then ankle shot hit him with his damage, but it wasn't like quite enough. So it was kind of a razor's edge on that team fight, but yeah, probably on me because we didn't really have our tools that we wanted.
Fair enough. Yeah, it came down to another camp moment in game 2 with you guys invading the bruiser camp. Of course, this time punishing the overextension from the Anubarak went a lot better.
Yeah, I think Nutcracker made a super clutch play. I'll have to watch it back, but I'm pretty sure he managed, when I stunned a noob, I think Nutcracker silence entombed the Anduin, so he couldn't save him. Did. Which is, primo Leoric play.
Yeah.
Doesn't get better than that.
Both players, Nutcracker and Jack of All on the Leoric impressed me with their entombs in games 1 and 2 respectively.
Yeah.
And game 3, Braxis, you guys have mentioned that you're comfortable on any battleground. I'm curious if, after the draft finished, what was the sense of, do we win top, do we win bot? Like, how did you guys think about, what was your game plan going into game 1 or game 3, knowing there's a Samuro and a Genji, we've got a Falstad? Like, how'd that all work in your brains?
I was, I guess a little perplexed by the Genji, or the, not Genji, of course he's a staple on the map, but the Samuro into the Malthael. I was like, maybe I don't have a grasp of that matchup, but it seems like you give Malthael more bodies to heal on, and you can't stun him with Samuro. So I was a little confused, but either way, Nutcracker played it really well in the top lane and pretty much controlled it, where we could goof off in the bottom lane,
Right.
try to kill Gul'dan and stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, the Chromie Garrosh combo, ankle shots, your time trap placement really enabling DWIT on the Garrosh, you two working very well on that combo.
Yeah, for sure. It's something that we like it, and I do personally like just getting extra, since we usually end up trying to just blow people up with the kind of the big W talent for Chromie. So to make up for the vision, I usually take the triple time traps, and it's really good on those small 2-lane maps like Braxis, where there's nowhere to run. There's time traps everywhere. Like, you're not getting out.
Yeah, and like, those were huge moments. Every time DWIT you were able to find Jep, I was like, oh no, it's LTK is in for a world of hurt. You guys were, I think, 3 levels up at one point. Yeah.
Isn't it like so, I don't know, disappointing or stressful or something? I don't know what the feeling is, but when you're Gul'dan and you get hit by like Warbreaker and you're like, oh god.
Oh no, this is it. I'm dead.
Like, it's coming.
I hope that I've got a cleanse. Please.
Yeah. A Nubarak was stepping in, like, you know, a tank does.
Yeah,
Then
Bowser King did a
if he
good
had
job
to
eating
burrow
those.
in, then he doesn't have his escape.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a kind of tricky. Once I hit a groundbreaker there, then it's like, okay, advantage us.
Yep. Yeah. Just fishing with those cues becomes so deadly. All right, I'll stop talking your ears off before I let you go back and celebrate with the team. Any shout-outs you want to give? Floor is yours.
I mean, as always, we'd like to shout out our sixth player, Cowboy Kyle, who hasn't needed to fill for anybody yet this season, but we know that he's always somebody you can count on when the scheduling doesn't quite work out for us.
Yep. And shout out to you for casting, of course.
Thank
We
you,
really
thank you.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Always excellent quality casts.
Oh, I
So,
appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, GG's, gentlemen. Have a excellent evening.
Hey, thanks, UG.
All right, thank you.
Take care. So there you have it, friends. The series once again by the thus far undefeated Zul'jin Distillery. I can read. And showing no signs of slowing down, although I will say License to Kill gave them a run for their money, to be certain. Not what I would have expected if I just looked at their season placements, you know, first place seed against sixth place seed. So it leads me to believe that Division C probably pretty tight. License to Kill could absolutely turn things around come postseason and secure the wins that they were unable to get here tonight. Before I sign off, I'll give shoutouts of my own. Thanks to all of you for tuning in. Thanks to both of the teams for putting on a great show. Thanks to the NGS staff for making this league possible. And last but not least, thanks to all of the artists, programmers, and musicians whose work I feature here on the stream. It wouldn't look or sound anywhere near as good without their contributions. You can find links to all of their work below, or coming up in a credit roll here. So please do check them out. It's all Creative Commons licensed or open source material, so if you heard or saw anything you like, it could be in your next project as well. Until next time, good luck and have fun out there. Peace and love.